Hello, my name is Paul and this is Missy, and together our channel is Posture Pilates. So today I'm going to guide you through an advanced reformer session. This session includes footwork, toes apart, heels together, wrap toes on bar, heels on bar, high half toe, lower and lift. The 100, both back and front rowing, including shaving. On the long box, arms pulling straps, plow and aeroplane. The Teaser series, arms straight forward with teardrops outwards and inwards. The short box series, we have round back, straight back, lean and around the world. Climb a tree with leg circles. Mermaid, both hawk and open chest. With the feet in straps, we'll perform leg circles, mid and end range, long spine, and finish the session with front splits. If you enjoyed today's video, then please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. If you wish to be notified of future video releases, then tap the bell icon below. It's free of charge, it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us to grow the channel and create more content such as this. Also, if you have any exercises that you would like me to cover, then please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Starting with footwork, bring yourself laying onto the reformer. I'm choosing to work with all the springs on. However, you may wish to lower this depending upon the strength of yourself or your client. We begin with toes apart and heels together. The balls of the feet are on the foot bar, with the toes apart and the heels together. The legs are laterally rotated, with the knees flexed, just wider than shoulder distance apart. Squeezing the heels together, inhale and extend the knees, pressing the carriage out. Then flex the knees, returning the carriage in. Exhale, extend the knees, pressing the carriage out. Then flex the knees, returning the carriage in. Inhale, exhale. All footwork is now done on a single breath pattern for each repetition. Aim to keep the heels together and still in space. Avoid any lifting or lowering. Moving to wrap toes on bar. The toes are gently flexed around the bar. The ankles are dorsiflexed with the legs parallel and adducted. Keeping the heels still in space, once more inhale and extend the knees to press the carriage out, then flex the knees, controlling the carriage in. Exhale, extend the knees and flex the knees. Maintain the inner thigh connection throughout. During all footwork, the spine and pelvis are in neutral. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions before we transition to heels on bar. Maintaining the legs parallel and adducted, the heels are on the foot bar with the ankles dorsiflexed. Once more, inhale and exhale. Aim to keep the big toe bones, the first metatarsal, together. Avoid the feet from turning outwards. Once more, perform 8 to 10 repetitions before we move on to high half toe. Maintaining parallel and adducted legs, bring the balls of the feet onto the foot bar with the ankles plantar flexed. Inhale, exhale. Avoid over plantar flexing the feet, being too high. Keep the weight on the balls of the feet. Once again, keep the heels still in space, which most clients find very challenging here. And our final exercise of the footwork is lower and lift. Inhale and extend the knees to press the carriage out. Exhale, lower the heels under the bar. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, flex the knees and hips, controlling the return of the carriage. Inhale and extend the knees. Exhale and inhale, lowering the heels twice. Exhale, flex the knees, returning the carriage. Continue lowering the heels 3 times. Avoid any medial or lateral rotation of the legs during the lower and lift of the heels. Add a further lower and lift of the heels each time, building up to 6 repetitions. Return the carriage home as we now move on to the 100. Lower the headrest down. I'm going to work with 2 red springs, but this could be performed with 1 red and 1 blue. Place your hands into the long straps. The arms are extended directly over the alignment of the shoulders. Imprint the lumbar spine into the carriage and bring the legs up into tabletop position. Exhale, lengthen the back of the neck and contract the abdominals to flex the thoracic spine. Simultaneously, draw the arms down, reaching by your side level with the shoulders, whilst extending the legs out. Inhale for 5 counts, whilst doing small vertical pulses down with the arms. Exhale for 5 counts, continuing to pulse and lower the legs slightly. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, lower 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue this breath pattern and lower the legs on each exhalation for the first 50 beats. Maintain imprint throughout. Watch the back doesn't lift from the carriage as the legs lower. On the second set of 50 beats, now gradually lift the legs on each exhalation. Initiate the pulse of the arms at the shoulder joint rather than the elbows. Keep reaching the fingertips forward to avoid any unnecessary movement of the carriage. Once you've completed 100 beats of the arms, bend the legs back into tabletop position before lifting the arms back over the shoulder and lowering the thoracic spine back to the carriage. Bring yourself to seated, lowering the foot bar all the way down, and change your springs to either 1 red or, as I'm working, 1 red and 1 yellow. We now move on to back rowing. I have covered this in a previous video, so for a more detailed breakdown, please tap the link in the top right hand corner. Round back. Seated upright with the pelvis and spine in neutral. The legs are straight and adducted, ankles plantar flexed. The arms are held out in front of the body, gently rounded, holding straps in fists. Exhale and flex the lumbar spine. The upper spine will flex in response. Simultaneously flex the elbows and pull the fists towards the chest. Keeping the carriage still, inhale and extend the elbows, turning the palms to face the back. Initiating from the abdominals, exhale and flex the torso over the legs, simultaneously reaching the arms behind the shoulders to press the carriage out. Inhale and circle the arms up and out to the side as the carriage starts to return. Exhale, reach the arms forward over the feet, palms facing out, fully returning the carriage. Segmentally roll up the spine, returning to neutral, simultaneously returning the arms back to the start position. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, open the arms out to the side. Exhale, flex forward over the torso. Inhale, circle the arms up and out. Exhale, reach the arms forward, palms outward. Inhale, segmentally roll up the spine. Maintain strong scapular stabilization with each arm and torso movement. Perform 3 to 4 repetitions before transitioning to straight back. The arms are now held out long at shoulder level with palms facing upward. Inhale, hinge at the hip joint as far as possible, maintaining neutral spine, simultaneously flexing the elbows to roughly 90 degrees, moving the carriage out. Exhale, return the torso to vertical, simultaneously extending the arms up in line with the ears. Inhale, continue to hinge the pelvis forward as far as possible, maintaining a long spine, with the arms reaching up by the ears, fully returning the carriage. Exhale, flex the spine forward over the legs, pressing the hands down and back, directly behind the shoulders to press the carriage out. Inhale, circle the arms up and out to the side. Then reach the arms forward, palms facing outwards, returning the carriage. Exhale, segmentally lengthen the spine up, simultaneously returning the arms to the start position. Inhale, hinge back, flexing the elbows. Exhale, extend the elbows, reaching up. Inhale, reach forward at the hip joint. Exhale, flex over the torso before pressing the arms down and back. Inhale, circle the arms up and out. Exhale, segmentally lengthen up the spine. To increase the challenge, extend the arms whilst you are hinged back. Stabilize the spinal position. Hinge only at the hip joint. Keep the shoulders down, especially as the arms reach up by the ears. Moving on to front rowing, bring yourself around, placing the hips between the shoulder rests. Retrieve the straps and bend the elbow to 90-degree flexion. Inhale, extend the elbows, pressing the hands forward and up to eye level, moving the carriage out. Exhale, lower the arms to the side of the torso, palms facing back. Keeping the scapula stabilized, inhale and raise the arm overhead, palms facing forward. Exhale and circle the arms out to the side before flexing the elbows back to 90 degrees. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Exhale, lower the arms to the side. Inhale, raise the arms overhead. Exhale, circle them round, bend back to 90. As you lower the arms, you could also immediately rotate the humerus. Round forward with arm circles. Start with the spine flex forward over the legs. Inhale, press the hands forward to extend the elbows, moving the carriage out, turning the palms to face the floor. Keeping the arms in line with the shoulders, exhale and segmentally lengthen the spine, returning to neutral. Keeping the scapula stabilized, inhale and raise the arms overhead. Exhale, circle the arms out to the side, flex the spine forward, and bend the elbows back to 90 degree. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, segmentally roll up. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, circle and flex forward. For an extra challenge, keep the arms in line with the ears as you segmentally lengthen the spine. And our final exercise of the rowing series, shaving or salute. Bring yourself to high kneeling with your hands in the long straps. Strongly engage your core and hinge forward at the knee joint. I would strongly recommend a spotter for this exercise. With one hand resting against the other at the back of the head, exhale and press the hands into the straps, extending the elbows, moving the carriage out. Inhale, flex the elbows to the start position, returning the carriage. Exhale, extend. Inhale, return. This is a very challenging exercise. It could be performed sat cross-legged on the reformer and hinging at the hip joint. Avoid the wrists from breaking. Keep the wrists as long as possible. Perform 8 to 10 repetitions before bending the knees and gently lowering yourself back to the carriage. Bringing your springs to 1 red, place the long box on top of the carriage with a grip mat. We now come to arms pulling straps. Bring yourself prone onto the box, with the head towards the pulleys. The upper body and head are relaxed forward off the end of the box. The legs are straight, adducted, with the heels pressing together. The arms are long, reaching forward and down by the side of the carriage, with the palms facing in. Starting with plow, inhale and draw the arms down and back, to move the carriage out, lengthening the spine to neutral. Continue to pull the arms back, bringing the hands to hip level, extending the thoracic spine with the palms facing in. Exhale, lower the arms towards the floor, lengthening the spine back to neutral. Then reach the arms forward, returning the carriage, allowing the upper body to relax over the end of the box. Inhale, draw the arms down and back, extending the thoracic spine. Exhale, resist the arms down and forward, lowering the thoracic spine. This could be performed in a 4-breath pattern. Inhale, spine to neutral. Exhale, thoracic extension. Inhale, spine to neutral. Exhale, thoracic flexion. Avoid using your lumbar extensor muscles. Move evenly through the thoracic and cervical spine. Slide your hands down to the straps as we transition to Aeroplane. Reach the arms out to the side at shoulder level, as far forward as scapular stability can be maintained with the palms facing down. Inhale, pull the arms out to the side, lengthening the spine to neutral. Continue to pull the arms back to the hips and extend the thoracic spine, keeping the palms facing down. Exhale, reach the arms out to the side, lengthening the spine to neutral, then reach the arms forward, returning the carriage, allowing the upper body to relax off the end of the box. Once again, this could be performed in a 4-breath pattern. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Maintain the arms at the same height throughout. Watch they don't lower as the carriage returns. Keep the scapula stabilized. Watch for any protraction or elevation. Return the straps back to the hooks and gently step off the box to one side. Retrieve the straps and bring yourself supine onto the box as we move to the teasers. Place your hands into the straps with the palms facing upward. The upper thoracic and cervical spine are extended off the box. The legs are straight, adducted, with the arms reaching down by the side. Initiating from the head, inhale and begin to flex the upper body. Simultaneously, reach the arms forward to begin moving the carriage. Exhale, continue to articulate the spine off the box, reaching the legs up to balance in a V position, simultaneously reaching the arms forward up to eye level. Maintaining the balance, inhale and extend the shoulders to bring the arms straight back. Exhale, reach the arms forward, returning the hands to eye level. Inhale, exhale. Repeat. Perform 4 lower and lifts of the arms. Inhale and start to roll the lumbar spine back onto the box, simultaneously reaching the legs away as you lower the arms. Exhale, lower the spine onto the box through imprint, letting the upper body extend off the box, lowering the legs and reaching the arms down. Inhale, half roll up. Exhale, fully roll up. Inhale, circle the arms out to the side, slightly away from the midline. Exhale, circle them slightly towards the midline, then directly forward of the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Repeat 4 times. Inhale, half roll down. Exhale, fully roll down. And one final time. Inhale, half roll up. Exhale, fully roll up to balance. Inhale, circle them slightly towards your midline, then down into the sides. Exhale, circle the arms slightly away from the midline, then directly in front of the shoulders, returning to eyeline. Inhale, exhale. Repeat the circles 4 times. Inhale, half roll down. Exhale, fully roll down. Release the straps and sit up. We now move the box into the short box position. Bring the springs to 2 red and retrieve a maple pole. Place the pole onto the carriage. Sit onto the box and bring the feet under the foot strap as we start with round back. Seated upright on the box, the spine is in neutral. The legs are adducted with the feet under the foot strap. Each hand is holding onto the wrist in front of the lower abdomen. Exhale and flex the lumbar spine, rolling the sacrum onto the box and raising the arms in line with the chest. Maintaining strong core activation, inhale and continue rolling down, extending the upper spine over the box. Then reach the arms overhead. Return the arms back to the abdomen. Then exhale, initiating from the head, flex the spine and roll up. Continue to move the torso forward over the legs, finishing with the weight on top of the sit bones. Inhale and segmentally lengthen the spine, returning to neutral. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, extend, bringing the arms overhead. Exhale, return the arms and flex forward. Inhale, segmentally lengthen the spine. Use the abdominals to flex the spine as you roll up, rather than using the hip flexors. Avoid jamming the chin into the chest as the spine moves into flexion. Moving on to straight back, take hold of the maple pole and extend the arms overhead. Inhale, reach the pole towards the ceiling, bringing the spine to neutral and activating the glutes. Exhale, hinge back as far as possible, maintaining neutral, allowing the chin to slightly draw down, keeping the eye line forward. Inhale, stay. Without flexing the spine, exhale and hinge the torso back to vertical. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge back. Inhale, stay. Exhale, return to vertical. Isolate the hinge at the hip joint. Lean. Inhale, rotate the upper torso to the right side. Exhale, lean diagonally back and to the side. The opposite hip will come off the box slightly. Maintaining spinal rotation, inhale and return the torso to vertical, bringing both sides of the hips onto the box. Exhale, rotate the torso to face the front. Inhale, rotate to the left. Exhale, lean diagonally back and to the side. Inhale, return the torso to vertical. Exhale, rotate to face front. Inhale, twist. Exhale, lean. Continue to exhale as you flex the spine, contract the abdominals and rotate the upper torso to face the front. Inhale, rotate the torso to the opposite side, lengthening both sides of the waist coming out of flexion, leaning diagonally back and to the side. Exhale, return the torso to vertical, then rotate to face front. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, lean, then flex to face front. Inhale, rotate right, lengthen the spine. Exhale, return and face front. Our next exercise is climb a tree with leg circles. Have your left foot hooked under the foot strap, and the right leg is flexed towards the chest. The inside hand is under the knee and the outside hand is reaching to the ankle. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, extend the knee. Inhale, flex the knee. Complete 3 further repetitions. Then inhale and place both hands on the ankle. Exhale, flex the lumbar spine as you walk the hands down the leg. Inhale and continue to roll back, moving into full extension, placing the hands either to the side of the box or reaching overhead, holding the frame. Stabilizing the lumbar spine and pelvis, perform 3 small circles crossing the midline. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Perform 3 circles away from the midline. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Initiating from the head, exhale to flex the spine through imprint and roll up to sitting, simultaneously walking the hands up the leg. Inhale, replace the hand position before flexing the knee. Switch your feet in the straps as we go to the left leg. Exhale, extend. Inhale, flex. Repeat 3 times. Inhale, hold the ankle. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, extend, reaching the arms back. Circle the leg towards the midline 3 times. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Away from the midline. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up, walking the hands up the leg. Inhale, replace the hands and flex the knee. And our final exercise of the short box is Mermaid. Bring yourself to face the side. The leg nearest the foot bar is straight, laterally rotated with the foot hooked under the foot strap. The opposite knee and hip is flexed, resting on the box. Inhale, lean away from the foot bar with both sides of the waist long. Allow the hip nearest the foot bar to lift and medially rotate, simultaneously reaching the top arm overhead and bringing the bottom arm to rest on the abdomen. Maintaining the pelvis still, exhale and contract the abdominals to flex and rotate the torso to face the floor, simultaneously reaching the arms out to the side. Return the torso to face the side, reaching the bottom arm overhead and the top arm comes onto the abdomen. Maintaining the arm position, exhale and return to vertical, replanting the hip nearest the foot bar whilst laterally rotating the leg. Then laterally flex the spine towards the foot bar. Continue to exhale as you return to vertical and windmill change the arms. Inhale, lean over. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, return to the side. Exhale, laterally flex over before windmill changing the arms. For an extra challenge, on the rotation, sweep the body down and up again. Moving to open chest. Inhale, lean. Exhale, laterally flex, placing the bottom arm onto the headrest and reaching the top arm overhead. Inhale, lift the top arm to vertical. Exhale, let the arm open, rotating the torso towards the ceiling. Inhale, lift the arm back to vertical. Exhale, press the fingertips up to the sky, lifting the body before once again laterally flexing towards the foot bar. Inhale, lean. Exhale, elbow to headrest. Inhale, float the arm. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, return the arm. Exhale, press the fingertips up before laterally flexing towards the foot bar. To increase the challenge, strongly engage your core as you open both arms out towards the ceiling. Replace the elbow back before you lift the body. Let's bring this round to perform both exercises on the opposite side. Inhale, lean. Exhale, rotate down. Inhale, return. Exhale, laterally flex before windmill changing the arms. As you laterally flex, avoid leaning forwards or backwards. Only travel in a coronal, frontal plane. For an extra challenge, inhale, sweep the arms down. Exhale, float the arms back up. Open chest. Inhale, lean. Exhale, elbow down. Inhale, float the arm. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, lift the arm. Exhale, press the fingertips up before moving into lateral flexion. Maintain strong scapular stabilization throughout. Watch the shoulders don't elevate or protract. To increase the challenge, strongly engage your core as you open both arms out towards the ceiling. This now ends our work on the box. Place both the maple pole and the box away. Replace the straps onto the hooks before raising both the headrest and the foot bar. Lay yourself onto the carriage as we now place our feet into the straps. Our next exercise is leg circles. Start with the pelvis and spine in neutral. The legs are straight, adducted and parallel. The arms are long by the side of the body with the palms facing down. Inhale, raise the legs, keeping the spine in neutral and the sacrum in contact with the carriage. Exhale, abduct, circle the legs away from each other before adducting at the bottom of the circle. Inhale, exhale. Perform 4 to 5 circles, working only in mid-range. Then imprint the spine and perform 4 to 5 circles at the end of range. Add a strong lateral rotation of the hip joint, feeling the stretch in both the adductors and the hamstrings. Maintain imprint throughout. Return to neutral spine as we now perform the mid-range leg circles in the opposite direction. Inhale, circle, exhale, draw down. Once again, perform 4 to 5 repetitions before imprinting the spine and working at end range. Watch the ribs don't flare. Actively draw down, engaging the oblique muscles. Once completed, bring the headrest down as we transition to long spine. Traditionally, this is performed without any hinge at the hip joint. However, I find this works best for my clients to initiate the start of the movement. Inhale and slightly raise the legs to an extra 10 to 15 degrees. Exhale, contract the abdominals and segmentally articulate the spine off the carriage, reaching the legs towards the ceiling. Allow the carriage to fully return whilst maintaining the ropes taut. Inhale, laterally rotate and abduct the legs just wider than shoulder distance apart. Keeping the feet pressing into the straps and maintaining an openness at the front of the hips, exhale and articulate the spine down from the thoracic to the sacrum. Once the sacrum is down, return the spine to neutral and adduct the legs. Inhale, raise the legs slightly. Exhale, articulate the spine off the carriage. Inhale, abduct and laterally rotate the legs. Exhale, articulate the spine down to the carriage before drawing the legs down and adducting. Roll only as far as the upper thoracic spine, not onto the cervical spine. For a thorough breakdown of long spine, visit the main YouTube channel of Posture Pilates, where I have previously created a video offering more modifications, progressions, and teaching points for this exercise. Take your feet out of the straps as we now go to our final exercise, front splits. This is a very challenging exercise. I would recommend the use of a spotter or gondola pole to assist in the balance. Bring yourself to a lunge position facing the foot bar. The front knee is flexed with the ball of the foot on the foot bar. The back leg is straight with the foot against the shoulder rest. The body is upright, the arms are straight, reaching out to the sides with the palms facing down. Keeping the torso upright and balanced, inhale and extend the front knee to press the carriage out. exhale and flex the front knee, controlling the return of the carriage. Inhale, extend, exhale, flex. This breath pattern could be reversed. Avoid lifting or lowering the torso. Maintain the same height throughout. Perform 4 to 5 repetitions before switching to the opposite side. Here I'm continuing to work with 2 red springs. However, if you find this too challenging, you could reduce it to 1 red and 1 blue. Keep the pelvis as square to the front as possible. Avoid opening the hip and rotating towards the back leg. To dismount safely, take hold of the foot bar before placing the feet and knees back to the carriage. If you enjoyed today's video, then please consider liking, following, and sharing.